Arc 3 of the Dragon Prince has still not been confirmed, but we're going to talk today about the possibilities of whether it will be or whether it won't be confirmed, and I'll tell you my thoughts on if we do get an Arc 3 for the Dragon Prince. So let's get into it. What's going on, you guys? James here with some real news and theories for the future of The Dragon Prince, which is now streaming on Netflix. Season 7 has come, and it's still in my memory because, man, those final 4 episodes, let me tell you, what a fun finale. I know not the most perfect finale, but I will be talking more about, well, what we could expect for Arc 3 today and when we could expect it, because I'm super confused, I guess. I really, like you, are probably hanging in the balance on whether or not we're getting seasons 8 through 10. But before we get into all of my thoughts, if it is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I love talking about movies, TV, and all the news in between. So if you do too, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Tap on that bell so you don't miss out on future Dragon Prince videos, because I got another one cooking, maybe some more after that. So get loud in the comments below and let me know what you guys think about Arc 3 of the Dragon Prince. Are you confident we'll get it? Or maybe, just maybe, do you think this is officially the end of the Dragon Prince? So like I said, you guys, Season 7 was officially the final season of The Dragon Prince, but creators Ehasz and Richmond said there's more in store for fans, maybe. And hey, if you're still catching up with Season 7 of The Dragon Prince, you should watch my reactions. They're a ton of fun, and my review to see if you agree with my thoughts. But the quality aside, right, because I am a fan of Season 7 of The Dragon Prince, many are not, but I will say there's a large majority that feel like, yes, we want to see more of The Dragon Prince, and I'm part of that majority. I would love to see more of The Dragon Prince, but again, everything is really up in the air. So what does an Arc 3 even look like, especially if you haven't been catching up with the news? Well, let me break it down for you. During San Diego Comic-Con last year, the Dragon Prince creators revealed plans for a third arc of the show, which would be 3 more seasons of the Dragon Prince, seasons 8, 9, and 10. Arc 1 was seasons 1 through 3, and Arc 2 is seasons 4 through 7. So the mystery of Aaravos, that is done. Now we're gonna probably, you'd have to imagine we're fast forwarding into a different timeline with Arc 3. Now, they have plans, right? So the creators of the Dragon Prince, Aaron and Justin, have a ton of plans, but nothing has been made official. So how do we get these plans made official? Well, at New York Comic Con last year, which I was blessed to attend, both of them revealed a little bit more about Arc 3. They said that we'd get a third arc if viewership was exceptional for Season 7 on Netflix, and if the numbers prove to the streamer that, yes, we need to renew the series, then they would do it. Now, Aaron also added at New York Comic Con that they had no further updates to share with us in October, but that we hear something in 2025. So keep your ears and your eyes open, and we'll talk about exactly when we're going to hear that official news in this video, so stay tuned, of course. Now, these are where maybe you might have missed some of these updates, especially during the holiday break, but I think we're going to get something official. I won't say too soon, but it'll be here before you know it. During an interview with Cartoon Universe, Aaron and Justin answered some questions. Shout out to Haley for asking the right questions as well. Now, Aaron and Ehasz says they intend to have a significant update very soon.
Oh, one other thing I'll throw out there for those looking for Arc 3, we do intend to have some significant update wherever we are at Comic-Con in San Diego this year. So whatever the status is, if you are thinking about the future of Dragon Prince, look to that timing. Look, if we have a chance to announce something sooner, we will, but we will give a major update of where things are, what our fight looks like, how we're trying to get it made, or whatever that is, at Comic-Con in 2025 in San Diego.
So according to him, yeah, we'll get something in July. Now, it'll be end of July, so of course we're waiting on pins and needles here, but if they have a chance to announce anything earlier, like if anything, I guess, comes out of nowhere and surprises both of them, well, we'll hear about it. Now, do I think that happens? Absolutely not. I think they're definitely going to wait until July. So, listen, I do think there's a bit of a fight that Wonderstorm is putting up, which is good on behalf of the fans who want to see another arc. It's just going to be a really tough one. Aaron also mentioned that they'll update us on where things are, what Wonderstorm's fight looks like, and how they're trying to get it made. So let's break this down, you guys, right? Where things are. I mean, this is the section where we'll most likely learn if Arc 3 would be on Netflix or another platform. And later in this video, we'll break down some of those scenarios. But the other component to this is what Wonderstorm's fight looks like. Now, there are going to be details shared here on discussions, I'm sure, that are being made with Netflix or being had with Netflix, and whether season 7 was a success in terms of viewership. I also think we'll get a bit more detail on the timeline for them as a studio and whether they want to continue fighting for X amount of months or years, and then maybe they want to just move on if things are just not moving according to plan. There's also that last piece of the Moonberry surprise here, right? How we're trying to get it made. So we'll learn here, I'm sure, what it would look like if no streamers pick up Arc 3 and the lengths Wonderstorm will go in order to get this seen by fans. In the same interview with Cartoon Universe, Ehasz also suggested that it could be 7 or 12 years that passes between Arc 2 and Arc 3.
Yeah, I'm not going to say specifically, but yeah, certainly the suggestion is that the big action or changes in the world, so it could be 7, it could be 12, but yeah, no, it's whereas the first 2 arcs take place, within a few years, this is definitely further off. You'll see a lot more growth and change in the characters in the 3rd arc.
And no, don't worry, he's not talking about 7 years from now until when we see in Arc 3. He's talking about the timeline in the show, of course. Remember, guys, Aaravos says at the end of season 7, when he is temporarily defeated after being bitten by the archdragons, that he will return in 7 years' time because a Star-Touch elf cannot be mortal. So, of course, he's coming back. And that makes a lot of sense to me. So, I do think we'll see that time skip forward. Alrighty, so now that we have all of those updates, when or will we get an Arc 3? That's probably the question y'all want to be answered so badly, and I'm going to give you my thoughts right now. I, of course, don't know anything official, you guys. I'm in the dark on this just like you, but here are some of my guesses. If it were to get renewed, this is how it would look at Netflix. In my opinion, I believe Netflix would say, okay, I get it. We've had y'all for 7 seasons. We'll give you an 8th season. But we are not going to renew you for 3 right now up front. It's going to have to be season by season renewals, which is not safe. And to me, that gives a lot of uncertainty to the fans and to the producers, cast, and crew, because do we have a job in 5, 6, 7 months? Are we still going to do this thing? What do I put on hold? What do I pass on? So if Netflix does renew them, I think it's only going to be a season by season case. And the thing is, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. What is unusual for Netflix is to have an animated series go on for 7 seasons, which is a pleasant surprise for us Dragon Prince fans, of course. But what is usual for Netflix is that they would most likely cancel the show during its 3rd arc. Listen, I'm not trying to be negative here, and I know y'all are already raising the pitchforks and get mad and telling me to stop saying these things, but this is the reality of things. At Netflix especially, they're known for canceling shows early before they've come to their conclusion, and they're known for not necessarily giving the longest runway for shows. I think The Dragon Prince is a very unique show because Aaron Ehasz and Justin Richmond built up trust with Netflix dating back to 2018, so they've got enough cachet. Now when it comes to Arc 3, it's a new day, it's a new age, an era for Netflix, so yeah, I think if they were to renew it, it would be for season 8, but not for 9 and 10. There's also a possibility that another streamer would pick up the show for Arc 3. Now, this would definitely delay production quite a bit, and we'd most likely not see the 8th season of the series for another 3 years. If they were really, really pushing it, they could probably do something in 2 years, but they would already have had to have that contract in their hands, like right now. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if we even hear that, yeah, we're signing with another studio, or like there's another studio that wants to distribute and it's going to be on, I don't know, this platform or that platform. I don't think we'll even know that by July. Now, here's my thinking. If they do have that news for us and they tell us Netflix is not picking us up, but another streamer is, There are only two platforms I can see the Dragon Prince living on: Prime Video and Hulu. Shout out to my friend Ren Geekness for even bringing it to my memory that Prime Video is an alternative choice here. The thing is, the show itself caters, I would say, well enough to an audience on Hulu, and I think it's fine on Prime Video. It would get more lost in the mix on Prime Video than it would on Hulu, but I think both platforms, it's an uphill battle because they've already got such established shows and an audience that doesn't necessarily cater towards like the animated fantasy realm too much. Maybe Prime Video does with the Lord of the Rings series, but I just don't know. I mean, I think those are only two other platforms. I don't see it happening on Max because it's a Warner Brothers property, and I don't necessarily see anywhere else. I mean, you guys bring it to my memory if I'm missing something. Maybe you can think of another streamer, but what, are we going to put this on Tubi? No. Now, here's a very out there question for you guys. Could Wonderstorm release its own first-party streaming service? Listen. If this were a studio that had a lot of capital and several series that were very successful in its back pocket, I could see them possibly as a studio coming up with a way for us to watch seasons 8, 9, and 10 using their own services, like their own servers, their own links, partnering with a platform that, I don't know, allows for people to watch media like a Vimeo. I don't know, but is that beneficial? Does that get the most eyes? Not really. You've already set a standard that you're living on a platform like Netflix, so why would you take that and then go to somewhere where it becomes even more niche and you don't have as much of a broad reach? So I don't think that's a possibility, but it could be that final desperation heave. Maybe they do something like that, but that would require setting up a whole new infrastructure, and it would just add more years to the time between season 7 and us even seeing season 8. Now for the section you probably don't want me to even talk about, but we have to. Here's the other scenario in all of this, you guys. Arc 3 doesn't get picked up by Netflix, and as a result, other distributors stay away from the series as a whole, letting it end on its 7th season. I mean, listen, you guys, the red flags have been waved in front of our faces during the lead up to season 7 of The Dragon Prince on Netflix. I mean, there was a terribly uneven marketing push towards the final official season of this show. Now, of course, the creators want everyone to talk about season 7, but also they want people to say, yeah, give us the saga, give us arc 3. So I get trying to do both and not making this feel like the final season. However, in order to gauge interest, to me the marketing push was pretty awful going towards season 7. There was not anything that made me, if I was a non-fan, think, oh man, no, season 7 of the Dragon, is this still happening? Great. Instead, there was maybe like some posters that were released once the season debuted and maybe like a day before the season launched, and then you had other extenuating circumstances that were not great looks either for Netflix. Netflix was not doing much of anything to promote the trailer. Instead, the trailer, they leaked it on their own platform. I remember that morning. That was pretty wild. And then they released photos to the press without any embargo information, and that was also detrimental because they weren't supposed to be released. So this is very back and forth. It's a tug of war match. And then the cherry on top of that is Netflix shut down all of the servers for the Zadia mobile game, which is the Dragon Prince game that I tried, and it's not for me because I don't love those games and I don't play video games anymore anyway, but a lot of fans loved it. And the fact that Netflix is not necessarily stable with their mobile games, they said, you know what, we're going to give this 2 months, 3 months, and then they shut the servers down and pulled the game, but they did it during the week of release, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was a few days before season 7 dropped. Oh yeah, that's not good. That's a bad sign. And then once season 7 dropped, I believe Netflix, their account tweeted out something, or they posted something on X, and then after that it was radio silent. And then we had to rely on the Dragon Prince's official X account to make noise. And I will say, I do see where the fans are coming from that say, why did the Dragon Prince official account take so long to do anything? And I'm going to be honest, we don't know the behind the scenes of Wonderstorm and the team that works on that account, but there's a chance that no one was a full-time or even part-time employee on that account, that maybe it was just left up to the responsibility of a few higher-ups at Wonderstorm. And if that's the case, they've got busy lives, so it's tough to demand a full marketing push on the official account if there's not a full-time employee working on the account. So there was a lot of issues. It was a rocky road to season 7 in terms of the marketing and the promotion. So once season 7 dropped, I do feel like they had a little bit of push because they were number 1 in kids, I think, at one point, and then top 5, and it worries me. It just worries me how we got there. And another factor to this is, while we don't have viewership numbers for season 7, it just doesn't seem like to me that the conversation outside of the fan base was very strong. Within the fan base, there was so much good conversation. I loved hearing both sides of the coin here. Some that loved season 7 and some that had the issues. It's good discourse, right? It's good to have this conversation. But when I was doing some social listening, it seemed like the conversation was not there with the non-fans, but also when Squid Game Season 2 released a week afterwards, that conversation, if any, just dissipated, and all eyes turned towards Squid Game because that was Netflix's money machine there. That was like, hey, we know this is our cash cow, we're going to pour into it, and we're putting all of our marketing resources into it as well. And that hurts the future of the Dragon Prince on Netflix. So, yeah, the red flags are there, guys, and it's not necessarily inducing a lot of confidence. I'm sure you're listening to this and thinking, ugh, boy, how do they even get another season made? So here's my verdict, at least. Here's where I'm at after doing some weeks of thinking about this, right? You know I love the Dragon Prince. You know I love this show so much. You know I really like season 7, and season 6 was the best since season 3. So it had I would say, a strong finish. Seasons 5 through 7 were not weak, you guys, in any regard. Now, did we have a struggle with season 4? Absolutely. It might have really hurt the show overall. But what is the future of the Dragon Prince? Are we getting an arc 3? I don't think we will, at least right now. I'm holding out hope that arc 3 will find a home. I just don't think it's going to be on Netflix, you guys. I believe, if I had to make a guess here, that Netflix is ready to just say, okay, sure, seasons 1 through 7, they can live on Netflix, but we're not renewing you guys for an arc 3. Everything that needed to happen seemed like it hasn't happened for season 7, which is unreal viewership numbers, blowing Netflix executives out of the water, thinking, oh my gosh, season 7's legit. This show needs an 8th season. Heck, give them 3 more. It's not Netflix's MO. Nothing in Netflix's track record suggests that they would sit here and say, you know what, 3 more seasons, you got them. I don't think so. And if that's the case, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if the show has run its course on Netflix. So if the marketing push towards the final official season on the platform was this bad, who's to say we're going to get one that really rises to the standards of what we saw in like season 3 and even season 4, heck, season 5. You know, like, there was so many good marketing pushes with the Reflections short stories, and then we had cool supplemental content like, the graphic novels, which I know I still haven't read yet, but, it really adds to the lore and to all of the conversations surrounding the show. We didn't get any of that in season 7 or season 6. So, to me, I don't think Arc 3 is going to find a home on Netflix. Will it find a home outside of Netflix? I believe that if Aaron Ehasz and Justin Richmond can make a compelling case for at least an 8th season to be renewed on a platform like Prime Video, I believe it will happen. But do I see a possibility here where seasons 8 through 10 get renewed all in one fell swoop? No. I don't see it, because to me, moving to a new platform, you're almost going to have to prove yourself again to executives at Hulu or Prime Video. I don't definitely see them doing something first party and doing something internal and saying, hey, here's a link to watch season 8, episode 1. It's not happening. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that somehow Netflix finds it in their heart of hearts to renew this show for 3 more seasons. But unfortunately, I'm not very confident. So if you want me just to stand on business right now and tell you, am I for it? No, if I'm for it, of course I'm for it. If I think it's going to happen or if I don't think it's going to happen, as of now, based on everything, all the evidence that we're seeing, I just don't think it's going to happen. And I want it to, of course. So I hope I'm wrong. And I hope in July, Aaron Ehasz and Justin Richmond come on stage at San Diego Comic-Con and say, you know what, guys, Netflix has given us an 8th season. Not 9 and 10, but an 8th season. Or they say, hey, Prime Video or Hulu, they've picked us up. We've had good conversations. We're going to partner with them. And bam, it's going to happen in 3 years' time. Cool. I would love that. Just right now, guys, as of now, I do not think a third arc of The Dragon Prince is happening. And I believe season 7 is going to be the final season of this show. So, guys, I know that's not the news you want to hear, but does that mean we're going to stop talking about the Dragon Prince here on the channel? No, it doesn't, because I got another video coming that is going to be much happier than this, but it also might make you a little, like, bittersweet, sad, remorseful about what didn't happen in season 7. That's the hint. We're going to be talking about things that didn't happen in season 7. So if you don't want to miss that video, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, tap on that bell, like this video as well, and guys, get loud in the comments and let me know, do you think an arc 3 of this show is going to happen? If you do, how does it look? What do you think happens? Will it stay on Netflix? Will it not? I need to hear your theories down below and your best guesses. So I'm excited to hear your thoughts and have this conversation. But y'all, there you have it. It's my all of my thoughts on arc 3 and whether it happens or not. So, man, let's hope for the best, you guys. And of course, I'm giving you guys the updates in July whenever San Diego Comic-Con's panel happens for the Dragon Prince. Alrighty, y'all. Again, thanks so much for watching. God bless you guys, and I'll catch you at the next screening. I know I mentioned Moonberry Surprise earlier. I want a piece of that dessert right now.